Queen Bee Creations. Thanks for joining me. Exciting news this week. So I think most of you have probably seen something or heard something that the IOD summer release is happening this Friday. So Friday the 12th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, IOD will be doing on the IOD page, they'll be doing their whole, video review of all the new products and things. So as of 1 o'clock, I will be turning all the products on, making them live. So they'll probably be live on the website by about 1:05, 1:10. Thereabouts. So you can be able to order them online, and I'm just saying I will have them in store on Friday with a big hope. I mean, they are in transit to me. They got mailed out Monday morning. So they should be arriving, I would expect, tomorrow, Friday morning at the latest. So hopefully I have them. I will post on the Facebook page saying, Yahoo, they've arrived. I will have them, just so if any of you are wanting to check them out in person, you'll know. But definitely the website will be taking orders and going live with those. And then I will just ship. If I don't have them Friday and they arrive Monday, I'll just ship out as soon as they arrive. So I was getting nervous about when they'd be doing the release, only because summer vacation is coming up. So I was just hoping that it wasn't overlapping. So we're good. We've got two full weekends and a full week of sales of the new items. There are 2 brand new products. So kind of a known format with a different twist. So that's kind of exciting. I really like those. Again, molds, transfers, inlays. The inlays, as always now, are limited edition. So I have what I ordered. That's all that I have. And those aren't available for reorder. The other items are available for reorder. Now, that doesn't mean I guarantee that they don't sell out and there isn't a wait for them, but it does mean that they would be coming back in. And so if you don't get the first round of something that ends up being popular, and who knows, it's always a guess. It's always a guess when I see things in terms of what would be a big seller, what wouldn't. And sometimes my guesses are wrong. Usually I'm pretty good. I have a good idea of which ones I think will be bigger sellers, and we'll see how that goes. But that's happening this Friday. The 21st, which is a Sunday. So Sunday to Sunday, 21st to 28th, 1 week, the shop will be closed. I'll be driving back. We're going away up north, so I'll be driving back early on the 29th, on Monday the 29th, in time to be able to open the shop as per usual. So obviously the store online will be open. You can order all that you want to online during the week that I'm away. But we just know that shipping will be delayed until the 29th. I'll pack up all the orders that I can that day, get as many of them out. But the bare minimum, Tuesday morning, we'll have everything done and by noon that day. So that will be a priority, getting everything packed up and out to you guys so that you're not waiting any longer while we're away on vacation. But it's 1 week. I take 1 week a year. So I'm looking forward to it, and I kind of need it. I kind of need the break. But I have done videos ahead, so there will be the 3 videos a week up on YouTube. So there's no break in that. The only thing that will happen is that the week of vacation between the 21st and 28th, whatever the Wednesday is, I will not be doing a live that night. Not great internet connections and things where I am. So rather than sweating it or, pre-recording something, I just won't be there on the Wednesday. And then when I come back, you can hear all about the awesome, fingers crossed, dump finds that I get when I'm up there, because it's the awesome dump. And that's my daily trip every day, going and checking out what I can find at the dump. Okay, that's and it's sad how excited I am about that. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, this week, I didn't show you last week the Friday video. So Friday's video from last week was completing this little folding table, which was a $3.50 thrift find. But now we've got the lovely transfers and we painted it up, show you how to be able to do stripes. So if you struggle with stripes at all, check out the tips and tricks in the video. That's now been loaded onto the website in obviously the new this week, but also in the furniture segment for $55. So good price, nice solid wood tabletop for that. So it makes a great side table. Monday's video, I had to think for a second. What was Monday's video? Too many videos in my head right now. I played with doing a tie-dyed work shirt for me. So in here, something I can get paint all over, but I tie-dyed it with our paint. So wanted to play with how well it was going to stain, and could I get some fun effects? You know me, if you watch some of the videos, I don't like having to buy specialty products all the time. So I have a shelf full of paint. I didn't want to have to go out and buy, special fabric dyes just to be able to do a work shirt. Okay, stop squeaking, whatever you're squeaking. That's bugging me. Are you pushing a chair? So I figured that if I paint fabric chairs with my paint and it's staining that, then I could be using it instead of a fabric stain. I could use that. So I didn't have to go out and buy Rit or anything like that. And it just means I can do that at any time with the products that I have. And they do double duty. And it really didn't take a lot of paint. And I didn't then have to make up like a whole dye pack or store that when I only wanted to do the one shirt. I wasn't doing a whole assembly line. So it turned out really pretty cool. So check that out. It's also, I think, more child friendly of a craft than doing it with the fabric dyes. The fabric dyes, you want to wear rubber gloves, it stains your hands, and it's a little bit tougher to get kids involved with using that. Whereas with our watered down paints, they're all natural, they're just clay based, they're washing off your hands no problem. They're not toxic, so it was a lot safer, and definitely could be something you could have fun doing some t-shirts with your kids during the summer using some of those paints. Today's video. So I don't know if you saw a couple of weeks ago that I did a resin tray with a big butterfly, and it was like paper and I wanted to see, but I ended up with, there was a couple of little scratches on the paper that I used. And because it was just a light cream, when the resin went in, it kind of soaked into the scratch and discolored it in sections. So a viewer came up with an awesome suggestion of how to be able to fix it. And that's what today's video was all about, how to be able to fix that. So we have strategically placed additional transfers in there. And what's cool is that they're sitting on top of the first layer of resin. So they are floating above our butterfly, the big one. So it actually gives a lot more depth to the piece and a lot more interest to it. So it was a very cool fix. because none of those little spots or blobs are noticeable anymore. But it also was fun in terms of creating the layered dimensions. And I think that that's something that I'll probably play with in future projects, doing it deliberately. So, where we're maybe deliberately creating 4 or 5 layers in a piece just to be able to create that depth of field. So pretty fun that way. Friday, I think that you're going to love. So check out Friday's video. I'm not going to tell you. It's a very clean craft. It's a very clean one. So check it out, because I think that it might be a class that we'll do on when we come back after the summer away. So when we start up classes in September, I'm thinking it could be a really fun class, because it's something that would sell well at markets, and I think it's a perfect gift giving item. You check it out and you tell me. You let me know what you think. Okay, so today I'm gonna start with just a couple of big things first to get them, and in particular, this was my favorite find of the week. So this is for $30, and it is this honkingly huge, big glass domed cloche. It's got a bird finial on the top. It's got a white, it's not wood. I don't know if it's a plaster base, or, I mean, you can use it with whatever base you want to, but look at the size of this. So here's the deal. I have entered it into the system in a way that the system is going to say, we can't ship that, because there's no way I want to ship this. I have no illusions of my ability to be able to ship this and have it arrive alive. I just don't have like the original styrofoam packaging that would have been in there and everything. So there's no way I'd be able to do that. So this is a sell in the store only kind of thing. But look how big this is. Look how gorgeous this is. So, I see it like, man, if you had like a little faux lemon tree, or you've got like a big planter with all kinds of lavender on it, that would be awesome inside this. Christmas time, obviously, no brainer, being able to do a Christmas vignette with a tree in there, and fall pumpkins and some twigs and things. So I really see this as something that becomes a kind of has a place of honor, or a permanent place on like a buffet or a side table, and that you're switching out decorations seasonally within it. But I mean, you could create a permanent display of something, and certainly if you have certain collectibles or figurines, if you had a really precious figurine and having that in there. But oh my gosh, you just don't get cloches like this for that size, and certainly not for $30, right? You're looking at hundreds for that.
Vegan dolls, so the taxidermy animal belongs in there.
So yes, if you are into taxidermy animals, that would fit in there too. So anything like that, like collectibles, or like if you had, like if you were into collecting porcelain dolls and had that in the stand, or old Victorian figurines, or there's just so many possibilities with it. I think it's awesome, and a great way to kind of have some things stay safe. Now this item I thrifted with the intent or the thought that I would maybe paint it up and change it out. And then when I started washing it, I started to think, you know what? I actually kind of like the retro Tollhouse kind of look of this. So it says flowers and plants on it. It's got little toll flowers on it. It's worn. It's got the black metal all over it. And, the inside, I took a picture of the inside. As much as I've washed that, it's got the staining from the plants. I've got it listed for $16 as is, because all I've done is wash it. I haven't repainted it. I mean, if I was painting it, I'd be taking apart all the nails and things, and painting the wood pieces and then reassembling it. And but once I got it cleaned up, I kind of liked the retro feel. So I thought, you know what? I'm not getting to it before vacation, and I thought I would just list it because maybe you love it as is, or maybe you want to buy it and paint it out. So it works perfect for your decor. Either way, I'm happy. I'm happy. But you know, it's got like those old metal rimmed wheels. It is just so great in terms of its detailing that I decided not to mess with it unnecessarily. Doesn't mean I won't. There's a lot of things that I put for sale, and then if they don't sell, then I end up pulling out of the store, and it becomes a project video, and then it goes back up for sale in there. So sometimes I know that there's some of you that are looking for some of these items and going, where do you find them? And I kind of go, okay, I have those. I just don't have the time to get to it yet. So originally it was a project, but I kind of like it as is. It's got a kind of vintagey kind of cool vibe to it. So I was digging that, and so I decided to leave it. All right, go here. I got a stack. So this is, I just need to switch permanently to my glasses. So this is actually a stone plate. So solid stone, carved out bowl, and then just with kind of a mod little black design on there. So this is $10 in the shop. I do not know what kind of polished stone it is. There's the back on it, but it's got some weight and it's pretty nice. I just have a single plate of this, but this is called Scattered Flowers. And it is a pattern from Royal Stafford. And I think it's, so made in Burslem, the heart of kind of pottery in England and stuff. So this is a collectible plate. It's a fairly desired pattern. It sells like one of these little plates for about $25 to $30, or in my store for $8. I just think it's a cute little side plate to have, like a little cookie plate or something like that. It's just nice, light, bright, kind of stylized florals. This guy is a lidded Brie baker. Whoops. And what I like about it is that you've got the steam holes in the lid. So you're able to actually use it in the microwave like this. You've got the ridges to be able to contain the brie as it's melting, but you've also got the steam holes to be able to let some of the air escape. Lovely red color. Doesn't say a maker, but it's $14. All right, while we're talking red, I have this solid, pretty much pristine, never been used, individual cast iron KitchenAid covered roaster. I looked this up. This item sells for $100. I shudder to think what a full-size KitchenAid cast iron roaster sells for then, because this guy sells for $100. Now it is very solid, so and quite heavy. Just this one little item is quite heavy. So if you were having it shipped, then just know if it seemed pricey, it's because of the weight of the item. But even with shipping, it's going to come in well under $100 because I'm only charging $18 for this. But perfect little size for doing any kind of baked dish that you're doing for one. You know, so whether you're doing like a lovely mac and cheese in there, or, you know, a baked shepherd's pie, or whatever it happens to be. Those are all. I was thinking, shepherd's pie. You don't usually have that during the summer. It's not really a summer dish.
I was thinking macaroni and cheese.
But the mac and cheese would be good, like a baked mac and cheese.
Those nice dishes you bought
with
just recently.
Oh, I did thrift a couple of little oval plates bakeware dishes that I kept because I thought, oh, that would be perfect now that it's just the two of us. If I was doing like enchiladas, just enchilada for each of us and bake, it'd be nice little thing. Shepherd's pie in those, mac and cheese in those. See, you buy the dish and the meals will come. That's the plan. All right, this little condiment set. So you've got the underplate, you've got the 3 jars, the little curved. I like the curved handles. See how they curve back? This is from the Bombay company. It's faux distressing and kind of in this brownish red. Like it's got a little bit of a red tint. It's mostly kind of brown and beige. This is for $25. This is from the Bombay company. And when it came out, I think it was 80 originally. And then now it's selling online for about 125 because it's vintage Bombay. So I think that as soon as somebody says vintage, they add $50 to it or so, but 25 for that, which is a good
Except
deal.
for you.
Except for me. I don't do that. Okay. I have 2 of these pottery dishes, glazed pottery dishes. I'm selling them separately. They're Barella, made in Portugal. They're $12 each. Now, these are, if you were buying 2 of them, these are great pasta dishes, right? This would be awesome if you were doing pasta, if you were doing maybe like an étouffée or like a, so you've got your rice and then your shrimp or your shrimp gumbo over top or something. So it's perfect sizes for those. So if you're buying both of them, perfect use for that. If you're buying the one, maybe because it's just you, then that's cool too. But I also think they're just so lovely that could you imagine this with like a little succulent garden and then little space of just the sand and a couple of rocks or something. So it's just lovely to have as that, or this with just a little mound of mandarin oranges in it or something. So it's just such a lovely glaze and such a nice piece of pottery. And I have a thing for Italian and Portuguese pottery. So these were a happy moment for me when I see them. Couple of cast iron. So speaking of things that I'm sort of addicted to, I have this cast iron. This is like a sailing ship, like the old schooner kind of things. I'm saying schooner, but that's probably not the right word, but I don't know. One of those multi-sail sailing vessels. So this is perfect as a bookend, obviously just as a decorative item. Bookend, it could be a doorstop. $9 for this, and this is definitely a vintage item, if not an antique item. And I also have a cast iron, kind of Victorian style cross. Now, I did find this online, so I'm selling this for $12. I did see it online for $65, I think, and they were calling it an antique. And I don't believe it's an antique at all. So I'm not even fully saying it's vintage.
There's no aging on it.
There's really no aging on it, and I think it's just styled like in a Victorian style cross. So, it's lovely with the detailing and the filigree. But I think that they're just, the listing I saw was eBay, and I think that they're just making stuff up. So $12 instead. And that's way better than what they're charging. Oh, do you hear the rain pouring? Just major storms. It's been coming down like crazy. Okay. This little creamer. So this is the pattern Rio. This is a false graph. I love that color blue. I love the inside of it. It's kind of like almost like a periwinkle. So a light periwinkle and a darker periwinkle. And just a cute little creamer. I think that this would be cute with just, like small little flower arrangement inside it as well. $8.50. It's got a little bit of a nautical feel, but it's also got kind of the little bit of the country feel with the striping. So it's almost like it's like grain sack stripes or something. So cute little false graph item. These guys. So I'm going to hold them up individually. I have 11 of them, but I am selling them individually. These are Arapal Smoky glass tart pans. So Arapal is from France. So this is like, the name of the, pardon?
Cornier?
No, the name of the glass
just
escapes me. Anyway, so it's bakeable glass, etc. But I thought, so they're priced at $2.50 each. They usually start at $8 or more a piece. I just thought I'd list them as by the each because maybe you only need 4 or maybe you wanted 6. The likelihood that somebody's going, oh, that's perfect. I needed 11 exactly. Okay, go for it. But I thought that it was something that you may want or need a smaller number than the 11. But either way, however many you're ordering, it's still a deal compared to what they normally sell for. And they do have the stamp of Arapal and France, and so you know that they are original that way. I love these little guys. So I'm calling them little rustic owls. These are the cutest little things. Look at these little guys. So I'll bring one up and one. Look at them. So cute. These little rustic owl pair, salt and pepper shakers for $7. Just super cute. One has a rubber stopper, one does not. But the rubber stopper that's in there is definitely old. Like these are vintage. And you know how like the rubber starts getting fragile and chippy. And so I would just get 2 little corks and put it in there. This big canister, speaking of corks, so it's got a big cork lid. It's handmade and it is signed on the bottom. And it's got textured surface on it done in kind of a blue and cream finish. For $9 for this pottery piece. I just liked the loose nature of it, right? Like the design wasn't done perfectly. You've got a lot of texture happening there. It's just kind of this loose organic feel to it. So it's kind of cool. This is a set of 4 glass bowls, each with a slightly different poppy pattern, but 2 have like the white background like this one, and 2 have kind of that slightly green background like this one, but they are all different poppy patterns regardless. I'm just looking, one has the price, one doesn't. So here's the other 2. And they're just really pretty, just nice, soft kind of patterns, loose patterns. So the set of 4 of them for $11. This pottery piece, I love the glazing up around the top. So this is an oil candle or oil lantern. So it does have the wick. You would just add the little bit of oil to it. It's in that old style, kind of the bed lamp kind of style. But I love the glazing technique up around here, where you've got some of the, you've got the blue around here and some of that same blue up here, but now you've got the mauve and it's bleeding down into greens and creating kind of like these little starburst patterns on it. So did I say what that was? $14. And that also is signed with all pottery. It's signed, but not totally legible. This piece is just fun. It's just a fun, funky dish. So you've got the curved up edges, very reminiscent of those glass bowls, but with the brilliant blues and polka dots and things. This is for $7.50, also signed on the back. So carry, it looks like wrist, carry wrist, but I'm making that up. I don't know. I love this guy. So solid glass trivet in the shape of a fish, almost like a flounder. Is it flounder, that the really flat fish?
Halibut is a flat fish.
Halibut's super fit. I think flounder is too.
Maybe.
Right? Because you got the two eyes here, but he's textured on the bottom, right? And then nice and smooth on the top for any of your designs. Nice and solid, good heft. I mean, you could use it as a little cheese serving dish as well. $8 for him. He's just cute. He's super cute. Okay, I have a painting. So this painting is a little different for me because it is an abstract painting. I'm going to ask you guys, what do you see in it? I see a couple of things. Now, this is a Toronto artist. I believe that he has passed away. So Riyadh Jizri. And he would actually paint in the lobby of the Toronto Sheridan Center. And the lobby was really kind of gloomy, like it was deliberately not a really bright lit lobby. And he would often have candles out on his table as he's working, and he would paint by the candlelight. And he painted in the lobby. He sold and displayed his artwork in the lobby. And they were all kind of mixed media. So there's a lot of watercolor in here, but I can see that there's some acrylic work as well. And okay, what do you guys see in there? What are you seeing, Nick?
Food. I see shrimp.
You see food. You know what? The shrimp. That was one of the first things that I saw. I also saw not just shrimp, but like that could be like a mouse, right? You see mice, and so I'm definitely seeing critters.
Cockroaches.
Cockroaches. Okay, I didn't see the cockroaches, but this one's in the shop, so it's professionally framed, matted, $47 for this, and just kind of a nice, colorful, different piece. You know, a nice change from just like a scenery or florals
Pretty
or
big.
something.
How big? Do you know how big it is?
You know, I think it's maybe like 24 by 22. I'm guessing that as I look at it, though, it's a good size. So not the best to be able to ship.
Yeah.
Well, but again, just a nice different kind of look, especially if you are looking for something that's a little bit bolder, maybe open to interpretation, that's a little more abstract than something that's a little more realistic or, you know, whatever. So IOD this Friday is the launch. So, you know, check it out. Pop over to the website, reserve yours, either for pickup or for shipping. You know, always that you can order online to be guaranteed your item and select pick up from store rather than having it shipped. So we'll just fill and hold it here for you. Not a problem. We do it all the time. And then vacation, I will be here next week with you on Wednesday, just before vacation starts on the 21st. So we'll be gone for the week, 21st to 28th.
That painting is 29 by 23.
29 by 23, so bigger than 2 feet, obviously. Yeah, so it's a good size and awesome price. They sold for hundreds, and so that is still, that's definitely its worth and value, perhaps a little bit more now that he's passed, if I have that right.
Betty Ann says, so excited to see the new IOD.
Betty Ann, yeah, there's gonna be things you like. I can't say anymore. I would get my wrist slapped. Yeah, there's some fun things in this release. So I think you guys will enjoy seeing what they've come up with. There's definitely some things that are me. There's some things that aren't me. And I think that's true of every release, you know, that they're trying to please a big crowd of folks. So there's a lot happening in this one, and definitely some new directions for them. So kind of fun to see where that will take them. Thanks for tuning in as always, guys. Thank you as well for watching and supporting the YouTube channel. That helps us out tremendously as well. Really appreciate all of you that are regulars there. And thanks again to Deborah. Let's give Deborah a big shout out. She was the one that came up with the idea for the butterfly tray. Everybody thinks it looks better, Deborah, now than it did before. So sometimes it's good to make mistakes so that you can fix them and make them better. Thank you for that one. Looking forward to seeing you next week, guys. Hope you have a good weekend. In the meantime, take care. Ah.